I want to start off, I want to talk about the serious stuff.
Okay.
Right off the bat. On your first hit, Bungalow, second verse, the first line.
I'm nervous, bro.
Yeah.
Jeez.
No, this is real stuff.
All right, you're getting into my craft here.
Yeah.
Ask away.
Second verse.
Yep.
First line, you say, she has a temper, like a redhead.
Oh,
What do you mean, a temper like a redhead?
Well, I guess I was stereotyping a little bit there. But I don't know. Like, isn't that's a thing, right? Like, that's
Is it, Scott?
I don't know. Now,
Seriously.
you know what's actually so funny about that is when I play shows and there's a redhead girl in it, in the crowd. Like, I never feel like the reaction is like. It's always like, she got a temper, because like they're like, oh yeah, like they're owning it, which I always found fun. But if you're offended, I deeply apologize. I did not mean to offend you, and I think moreover, your hair is gorgeous.
Okay, thank you. I was thinking maybe that explains the explicit language on your CD cover. Probably. Scott Helman does not want to offend any redheads with this album.
What was the I guess I say in the song. I can't remember. I don't know.
Yeah, is there any pressure to either retrieve, like take that word out and not have the sticker, or at this point you don't care? Did maybe some managers be like, it's not good, or is it good to look like a rebel with that sticker on?
I don't know. I never really felt like it was like pressure. It's always like, for me, it's like what's best for the song. And I think swearing is very great when it's essential. Like, it's, if it's essential for the song, then put it in the song. But I've always also like, I feel like sometimes people are trying to put swear words in songs and like they're doing it because they think they need to, and it's like, it's just if in like I love stand-up comedy where there's lots of swearing, but I also appreciate stand-up comedy where it's like the dude didn't use swear words because he didn't need to. So I found like if the song needs to have that word, then it should have the word, but if it doesn't, then like whatever. I don't think it matters.
Exactly.
Really.
Like in stand-up comedy, it's when the swear word is the punchline, it's kind of like, no, you wanted to accentuate what you're saying.
Of course, yeah, and I also think like the whole thing of like, it's like, I don't even think it's like it's that big of a deal, because you can have content on your record that's not swear words that can be way more offensive than saying like or something, because
like she has a temper like a redhead.
Precisely. Exactly.
The first time I heard Bungalow was actually my Uncle Phil, who is like 60 years old. He was like telling me, go see this kid Scott Helman on YouTube, and when your 60-year-old uncle tries to push music on you,
you're like,
I'm kind of like hesitant. What's this going to be? And then I went, and I was a fan. Generally, people are they like music they grew up with.
Yeah.
Right, because it gets you through these emotions. And when you meet baby boomers or fans of yours that are like 60 years old, is that extra special as opposed to having the typical teenage or adult fan? Because they have like, a lot of musical experience, and if they like you, then it's kind of like I don't know.
I find that to be a huge compliment. Like, it's really nice that a teenage girl or a teenage guy can come to a show with their parents, and like, there's this connection with both of them. And the thing I like about that is like, I want to make music that like really speaks to people and speaks to like how they feel about certain things. But it's nice that like if this, if a 15-year-old girl likes my music and then her mom is like understands it as well, then that gives them like this space where like they can actually talk about what it means to them, and like
can bond over
it's weird because I guess music has at least pop music has had this history of like rebellion and stuff like that, which is great too. But I like to play a part in that, but I also think it's really cool that like there can be this actual dialogue and like it's I think music is cool in that way that it does that.
Well, your songwriting in itself is, and this is a compliment, it's old-fashioned, I find. It's kind of mature, the storytelling aspect of it.
Thanks.
Is there anything that you refrain from writing about, that you won't write a song about?
It's more like there's stuff I've tried to write songs about that's too hard or too fresh at this point.
Okay.
Like, there's definitely experiences in my life that like I don't know if I'm ready to like talk about, which is cool because I think it's like if you look at yourself as an artist that wants to have a career in music, it's like just save it. It doesn't necessarily need to come out now. It's also like, yeah, I guess there's stuff that I don't know. I don't really know. It's also so guided by like the moment that you're writing the song, so it's not like I've like predetermined what I'm not gonna be writing about, but it's sort of like there's definitely moments in a writing session or when I'm writing a song where I'm like, you try to write something and it just doesn't work, and it's like maybe I just shouldn't go there because it's like it's not worth ruining that concept on a bad song. If that makes sense. But
it does.
I don't know. I don't think I've predetermined things that I won't write about.
It's kind of like a nice shepherd's pie your mom makes. You got to take it out of the oven when it's ready. You put it in.
I do have a tendency to write about food, so that will be my next single.
Is there a food-related song on the new album?
No, I don't think so. I mean, Tikka Masala wasn't really about food. It was about, like, going to this girl's house with, like, a bag of weed and, Tikka Masala, and she wasn't home.
Weed leads to food, so
exactly. I thought it made sense.
By association.
But, is there a food reference? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm trying to think. No, I don't think there is. Which I'm really glad about, actually. Because, like, I do love the tweets from fans of, like, Tikka Masala, yo, I'm at, like, a thing. But, like, I'm glad that there's not going to be another.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's good. And hopefully people don't actually physically eat your album because
that's not a good idea.
Not a good idea. You also do covers. You did the Riptide cover. That's pretty big on YouTube. You also worked and toured with Walk Off the Earth.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
And you guys did a cover of The Weeknd's "Can't Feel My Face."
Yeah.
7 million views on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I was wondering.
Really? That's how many views it has?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I want to know how much work went into that. How many takes? Be honest.
Well, the problem with that video was that Sarah legitimately went into labor in the middle of filming the video, so we had to really deal with that as it was happening.
How did you deal with it?
Well, we were practicing our parts, and then she went upstairs, and like her partner's name is Johnny, who's the other guy in the band, and I just hear from like all the way up in the house like, Johnny? And it's like, yeah, what's up, babe? It's like, I think my water just broke and like I'm about to have a baby, and it's like, oh, can we okay? So they run upstairs and I'm like, oh, like I'm getting ready to go home, like, congratulate them, let them get on with their day. Yeah. She comes back downstairs with Gianni. They're like, all right, you guys ready to get this video done? I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah, seriously.
Like, you're in labor right now. She's like, yeah, I have like a couple hours. The doctor said like I have a couple hours, so we should just get this done and then I'll have a kid. So she was, because I'm sitting across from her, I'm like playing this weird freaking instrument and like looking across at this like lady that's in labor, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? But it was pretty cool. It was pretty neat, like seeing them a month later and like the babies is there and you're like, whoa, that's cool, man.
And every time you'll see that baby again, you'll be like, I have the story. I know exactly where I was when.
Yeah, which is cool.
Did she try to change the lyrics? I can't feel my when I'm with you.
Oh. No, she didn't.
Too soon. Okay, all right.
She didn't try to do that.
You're actually you're actually pretty. You have a lot of videos on YouTube as well. Your video for Bungalow, last time I checked, was at around 1.5 million views, which is pretty cool. And I like to talk to bands about this because it seems that nowadays YouTube views is the new way to measure success. And it's a double-edged sword because you can see how many people have listened to your thing. You know exactly where they are in the world. But then again, it could be easy to get addicted to those numbers. Do you actually pay attention to YouTube views at all?
Yes and no. Like, I actually had a friend ask me recently because I just put out a single, and she was like, are you just looking at it like all day, like to refresh on the page? And I was like, I think the first record I did, like I was definitely like I because I'd never been through it before, and I was like, whoa, this is so crazy, like I have this many views. But at this point, I know what that does, and it just makes you go nuts because you're like, it's too. There's. I try to not focus too much on what I can't control, so I'm just like, at this point, I think it's way more productive to just like put something out, check it every now and then, but like just move on to the next project. Because to be honest with you, I on one hand, I do think that views and numbers determine success, but I also think that it's the level